Welcome all. Our today's topic is CSS selectors, and this is our lecture number 27. In previous lectures of CSS, we have learned what is CSS, why do we use it, and what are the ways by which we can use the CSS rules with our web pages. Today, we will know some other rules. Then this will reduce our work, minimize the coding, and save our extra efforts as well. So let's start with the topic CSS selectors. Selectors, we have taken overview in the previous lectures where we have declared the CSS rule. There was two properties were needed, that is selectors and its property okay. So till now we have learned that these selectors are our HTML tags like heading tags, p tags, or any other HTML tags. These are selectors. These are also selectors, and these are called HTML selectors or simple selectors. Okay, CSS provides us another way that we can create our own selectors as per our needs. Okay, so let's start. What are the kinds of this? We have ID selectors, we have class selectors, we have universal selectors. The other form is simple selectors or HTML selectors. These are discussed earlier. Okay, and one another topic we will cover in this lecture, that is grouping selectors. We will discuss about this, how can we group two or more selectors with each other which show the common properties. Okay, so let's start our CSS selectors. As we have discussed till now, we have taken these examples. This is our simple selectors. Here our p tag is here, and we are going to change some properties of p tag. Here we are centering our tags and making the text color to red. This is what called our simple selectors. Now come to our ID selectors. The ID selector use the ID attribute. ID attribute. When we will use and we will apply this selector and want to use this, then we will use ID attribute with the specific tag. Keep this thing in your mind, then these IDs and all the selectors, that would be ID selector, that would be class selector, these are used with a HTML tag. So to use this we need a HTML tag, and these ID and class will become our attributes. The ID open element is unique within a page, so the ID selector is used to select one unique element. To write a ID specific, we use a has symbol. We use has symbol before any name which you want to make the selector. Here we have an example. We are going to make a name, that is selector. We have to put head symbol with the name, and all other processing will be same. Okay, here is a note. ID name cannot start with a number. This is rule for everything. Okay, these IDs and class will not start with a number. For this we need a alphabetic number. Clear this thing? Now we have class selector. As it's a specific, unique, and as in ID selector we have used symbol. As in ID selector we have used has symbol. Here we will use a dot sign. A dot sign. Okay, take an example. Here again we are going to make name as a selector. So we have to put dot with the name, and all other declaration would be same. This is class selectors. This is explained earlier. Now look at this example. Here we have to style a class with a name and to class surname. As name attribute is prepared earlier, and we want to use this particular selector in our web page. So in our body section we have to take any tag. Here we have take p tag, and this id and class will act like an attribute. If we are making an id selector, then we will use id as a attribute, and if we are declaring as class, then we will use class. Here class is shown. If we want to take an example of id, then we will put id equal to name. Then by this, here will be our contents. So the properties associated with the name properties will link here. This is the declaration process and the using process of this. If we have discussed, for id we have used has symbol, and for class we have used a dot in the declaration. The using process and the fetching process of these selectors are same, but we have to swap id and class as well. I hope this is clear to you. Now our another selector, that is universal selector. As the name universal, it means you will declare this as globally. Okay, the rule same. We have to put this symbol star, and all other declaration would be same for this. Okay, As we have told you that universal selector will apply to all the page. Okay, so it is declared as globally. Here we have declared the text line color, so these property will apply to the whole document. Basically this universal selector we will use to specify our margin of the page. Okay, our border, our borders. So these properties will take the whole document. Okay, if we want to change any property for the whole page, then we can use universal selectors. Here we have an example of universal selector. We have taken two properties. You can use or you can apply this program by yourself in your systems and try to see the effect of this. Here we have make the text line to the left and color will be the green, and you keep in your mind, then this is style properties and come under the head tag. Okay, so these properties will apply to whole page. Okay, so by this example or by the conversation we can say if we want to change any property to the whole page, then we can use it and we can make it by using the universal selector. Clear? Now come to our next topic, that is grouping selectors. Grouping selectors is not any other category, but look at this example. Look at this example. Here we have changed the property of h1 text line center color to red, h2 text line center color to red, p text line center color red. Color red. So you can see all these h1 h2 and p. For this we are changing the same thing, so we can group these properties. How we can group these properties? That the property changed to be our same, so there is no need to repeat these properties again and again. This will maximize or this will increase our code size. Okay, so in css there is a provision, then if we have to change the particular property of two or more selectors, then we can group them. We can group them, like if we have to use this, then we can use it h1 and we can separate two or more selectors by a simple comma, h2 comma p, and all these properties as same. Text align center, color to red, and again. Okay, so this is a, we can say this is an compact way. Here you can see this, we have group all these properties. This have minimize our code size. Here we have this number of code. Okay, and now we have just this code, so this will save our time as well, and we will separate all the selectors by a simple comma. Okay class, so this is all done in this lecture. I hope you have learned lots of things in this. Prepare your good quality notes and be in learning mode always.